Hi everyone, hope you're really well today. So today's video is going to be your 10-minute warm-up. This would be a really good video to do if you just have those 10 minutes and you want to have a quick stretch, and it's just going to ease the body out a little bit, just nice and gently. Or if you did have a bit more time and you were looking at doing a few of the videos that I've done for you beforehand, then I would queue them up, start with this one and get that longer practice if that's what you're after today. But we're going to keep it nice and simple. If you do come to my class in real life, then this is the warm-up that you should be used to. So I do like to keep my warm-up pretty much the same because I hope that if you do have a bit of time and you're looking to stretch, you'll start to remember it over time. And it's nice to have a bit of your practice where you're not having to think too much, where you're not sort of having to watch me too much, and just see how your body feels, kind of that continuation of tuning into the body. I hope that makes sense. So that's what we're going to go for today. Nice, short and sweet, 10 minutes for you, working from top to bottom, seeing how everything feels today. So the first thing I want you to do is onto the mat and into a seated pose for me. Remember, at any point, if you are having one of those days where you just feel a little bit tight, use your cushion, something like this, something kind of little bolstery cushion that you can sit on just to make it a bit more comfortable for you. So they're always good just to have around in case you're having one of those days that maybe the back feels a little bit tight. So coming into that seated pose, middle of your mat, sitting up nice and tall, and we'll take our 3 breaths to tune in. So bringing those hands down to the sides, take a nice big inhale to float all the way up, nice and tall. Easy exhale out the mouth, brings the hands down to the chest. We can just plug the thumbs into the heartbeat to see if you can find that nice, easy rhythm. Two more times just the same. Big inhale floats you up. Easy exhale softens you back down. And one last time. Big inhale. Easy exhale. And while we have those thumbs on the heartbeat, it's a good time just to scan through the body and just notice how it feels. Maybe that's the temperature of your skin, your connection to the ground. Could be you've got a few aches, maybe down the spine or into the hips, little niggles. From there, I just want you to tune into your breath without changing it too much, just noticing if it's maybe sitting high in the chest, maybe a little lower in the belly, if it feels quick or slow. And finally the mind. I just want you to notice how you feel right this moment. And whenever you feel ready to, we're going to start to bring those hands down to the knees with the palms up and warm ourselves up. Sitting up nice and tall for me. We'll start by turning the head all the way over to the right. So I'm going to stretch my neck, turn my head so I'm almost looking over that shoulder. And then as you exhale, going all the way over to the other side. So keep your spine nice and tall for me. Take that big inhale, feel the breath go down to your belly as you look over that right shoulder. And again, as you exhale, easing it over. It might feel quite nice as we do this just to close the eyes or soften the gaze. Just helps us to focus on the breath, focus on the body. Then on your next inhale over to the right, we'll start to exhale the head down into our semicircle position. So I want you to bring your head all the way down, so you're looking in between the legs, hopefully feeling a nice stretch in the neck and shoulders, and then easing it up to the other side. So this is just like drawing a nice big U shape with your nose. So you can think about relaxing it down towards the ground. Maybe relaxing the shoulders as you're there, and easing up. As we go along from here, if there are any stretches that we do that feel particularly good, you just keep with them a little bit longer. You can always pause the video, linger in any spots that feel good to linger. We're just going to take one more of those, and I want you to center up just whenever you feel ready. Once you're there, it might feel good just to have a little shimmy around with the shoulders, move around a little bit. We're going to take a little twist for the back. So if you are propped up on a little cushion, you're going to place your hands just onto your knees and then lift your chest just to lengthen the spine. If you've got your bottom on the ground, you can always bring your hands down to the ground, gently lift your bum, and then come back down just so you feel nice and tall. So I want you to start by taking your right hand onto your left knee and tuck the other hand behind your waist. So it could be that it's just running across your waist, or it could be that it's on the floor, just whichever you prefer. Take a nice big inhale, lift the spine, and then as you exhale, we're twisting all the way backwards, seeing if we can look over our shoulder. Take a nice big inhale, see if you can twist a little deeper. And then as you exhale, coming back to the front. Good. Same thing for the other side. So we cross that hand over, to the other hand behind your waist or on the floor. Inhale to lift up, and then as you exhale, again twisting across to see how the back feels. Nice big inhale, see if you can twist a little deeper. And then exhale to the front. Good. We'll move in towards our waist now. So I want you to bring that right hand down. Inhale the left hand nice and high. And then as you exhale, see if we can soften over to this side. So if this feels pretty tight or you feel your bum lift off the ground, you can always just take both knees in the same direction here and get your stretch from there. So if that feels a little bit better than coming into your seated, then go for what feels good. From there, we'll start to move around. So if you lean forward, sweep this arm to the front and relax the head down. You should be able to start to feel this stretch moving in towards your side and down your back. Try and relax your head as best you can. Breathe nice and deep. From there, we'll start to open out. So I want you to roll your chest so we're looking up, and then bring the arm behind you. So as much as you can, opening up the shoulder, the chest, the arm, and see how it all feels. Breathing deep. And then we'll do that just one more time. So we rock it to the front to start with, bring the head down. And then we open everything out. From there, we'll move on to the other side. Take a nice big inhale to lift it up, ribs nice and high at the top, and then exhale to lean it over. Remember, if that's more comfortable, just take both knees in the same direction. And then in your own time, moving in the way that suits you best, we can bring everything forward, get that stretch there. Or we can open everything out and look up. This is where I get all my clicks out from my shoulders. This is my first sort of bigger stretch of the day, so definitely getting those clicks out. I want you to do that one more time on each side for me, just in your own breath. Just focus on your inhales lifting you up. We always want those inhales to lift us up and the exhales to soften us down. And the idea is that those exhales are where we explore. They're where we try and go a little bit deeper, deepen the stretch, ease the body into it. So the inhales, we open everything up, we lift. And then just soften in. One more time for me. So inhale, lift it up, ribs high. Exhale, soften in. Once you're ready to, take a big inhale, lift both hands up to the ceiling, sitting up as tall as you can for me, and then exhale, gently forward fold down. So you can really shift your bum here. I'm just going to come a little further back so you can see me. And we can either cross the arms over the chest, even resting the elbows onto your calves and just bringing the head down. Or if you've got a little bit more wiggle room, we bring those hands down towards the ground, wiggle ourselves down and relax there. We're going to take 3 breaths just here. So on your inhale again, make the room on the inhale, and on the exhale, ease into it. 2 more, so big inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, just explore going maybe a little deeper, softening down a little more. One more time. On that next inhale, slowly start to lift your chest. I want you to walk those hands in towards you, send them behind, and then we're going out for our wide-legged stretch here. So again, we're just warming up, doesn't need to be too extreme, just see how the legs feel. If you wanted to, you can just lift the bottom here, ease ourselves down to it. If you can, try and get your toes to face up towards the ceiling, just to stretch out the calves at the same time. Once you're there, bring your hands down. Take your big inhale to lift it up. I want you to turn your body over to the right and then exhale it down. So this isn't about grabbing those toes. You don't have to worry about what those toes are up to. This is about relaxing your body down onto the leg. So we're trying to twist ourselves across as much as we can to line up with that leg. 3 breaths again with that lift and lower. So I can just rest my hands on my leg. As I inhale, lift the chest, look forward. And then as I exhale, think about relaxing my tummy, my ribs, my chest, my shoulders, and my head down. So 2 more times. I inhale, lift it up, trying to lengthen the spine, and then exhale, ease it down. Okay, 1 more breath. Good. Once you're in this pose, we'll just take a little bit more of a stretch here. So I want you to bring your right hand to the inside of that leg, just wherever it is, wherever you find yourself. And then inhale to lift your left hand all the way up to the ceiling. If this feels enough, just focus on opening that chest, getting that nice big stretch. If you have a little bit more room, turn that hand to face you and then bring it overhead. So we don't necessarily need to find those toes, but we're just trying to ease into the stretch, lengthen down, and keep that chest facing forward. I'm just trying to open everything out. 2 breaths there for me. Good. On that next inhale, slowly roll all the way up. Have a bit of a stretch in between. Turn to face the other side and then exhale down again. So if you're finding this pretty tight in your leg, so as you lean forward, if it just feels too much for your opposite leg, you can always just bring it in. So just take that little stretch element out and focus on one leg at a time. Okay, so it's all about just easing down as best you can. We've got those 3 breaths again where we lift and lower. So I just rest my hands where they're comfortable. Inhale, lift my chest. And then exhale, ease it down. And we're trying to get those toes to face up if you can. 2 more times. Okay. From this position, again, your left hand this time goes to the inside of your leg. Rest it wherever you are. Inhale to lift your right hand all the way up to the ceiling. Looking up a little bit maybe, see how that feels. If you've got that wiggle room, turn the hand to face you and see if we can bring it overhead. It doesn't really need to touch those toes. It could be that actually it feels better to really open out and just bring it overhead. Okay, I'm just having a little explore, seeing what feels good. It might feel better just to relax it down on the other leg or bring it across. One more breath there for me. On your next inhale, we can roll all the way up, and then we're just going to move into those hips just a little bit more. So have a little wiggle around, and then slowly bring your feet together. So the soles of the feet are touching. You can hold on either to your ankles, into the arches, or onto the toes. It's just about finding what suits you best. And then we're going to just take a little butterfly here. So I'm sitting up nice and tall. 3 times I want you to inhale to lift your knees up towards your elbows. And then as you exhale, relax them back down just as much as you can. 2 more the same for me. So inhale lifts you up. Exhale down. Good. 1 more. Inhale lifts you up. Exhale down. Good. Release those feet. Hug the knees into the chest and just have a little rock side to side here. You can even bring the hands down behind you, lift your chest, put a bit of space between those feet, and then we take a windscreen wiper side to side with the knees. And it should just feel quite a nice little release for the hips and also into your sides. Good. Last little stretch we're going to do is just a gentle forward fold, stretching into the hamstrings. So I'm going to come to the side just so you can have a little better look at this pose. So we bring those legs out in front. Now, if you know that your toes, for whatever reason, feel very far away, you're going to cheat for me and you're going to bend your knees so as you lean forward, you can touch your toes. Because with this stretch, it is about those hamstrings. It's not about the back so much. So over time, what I'd want you to practice doing from this pose is gently pushing your heels away. So my back isn't really moving at all. The stretch is going to come completely from my legs, okay? So all into those hamstrings, because we've got a lot more room in those hamstrings to stretch than we do in our back often. So, sitting up nice and tall though, we'll see where we are from here. Gently move your bum out the way, as ladylike as you can, okay? Bring the hands down to the ground. Take a big inhale to lift all the way up. And then as you exhale, I want you to lean forward to start with, and start with coming down from your tummy. So I'm going to roll down from my tummy, and then 1 notch at a time. If you can, hooking onto your big toes with your index and middle finger. Again, if you need to, bend those knees a little bit. The idea of hooking onto the toes is that I want your elbow and your shoulders to come down. I don't want you to be hunched over like this, trying to touch those toes. We want to be nice and soft here, nice and easy. And then the same thing we did before, 3 lift and lowers. So inhale, lift your chest. And then as you exhale, ease it down. 2 more for me. So make the space, lift up, and then exhale down. 1 more time. You can start to release those feet. Slowly roll up the spine, so coming back to seated. Nice and slow, head's the last thing up. Once you're there, you just might want to release the back a little bit the opposite way. So bring your hands down behind you with your fingertips facing you. It might feel more comfortable here to bend those knees just to help you soften out a little bit. Or you can even take a little cushion, place something behind you, and rest your hands on that. All I want you to do from this pose is start to lift your chest and relax your head back. So I've chosen a very baggy top to show you this, but the idea is that we're curling the spine and looking all the way up. If it's more comfortable, turn those hands to face away from you. We're just trying to relax the shoulders though, release it there. Good. Take a nice big deep inhale. And as you exhale, we start to look forward again and release. Then you can just come back to a nice gentle seated pose for me. Okay, so hopefully that felt like quite a nice stretch just to warm you up. And as I said at the beginning, it might be that this is the time that you've got sort of 10 minutes today just to have a quick stretch. And it's a nice way just to focus on the breath all the way through. We're counting all the way to three big breaths, easing the body down. So it's a nice way to lengthen your breath, focus on your breath, and also give your body a nice stretch. So I hope you've enjoyed. If you're moving on to another video, have a lovely time. And I shall see you very, very soon. Namaste. Bye.